And I guess 2009, that was the same year that Daymond John joins Shark Tank.
Shark Tank. Right.
How was that? When suddenly here's the founder, one of the founders is on this big TV show that's still running, right?
Well, I'll tell you a quick story. When he first was asked to do for that gig, came to me and was like, man, I don't know if I should do this. It's going to change my life. It's going to, it may even hurt my family. It's going to definitely change what we're doing. It's going to change our relationships. It's going to change everything. I don't know if I should do it. And I said, well, is it an opportunity that's going to help you? Is it an opportunity that's going to, make you better or just, whatever, just be, good for you? And he was like, yeah, well, yes, but no, but yes, but no. I said, bro, you got to, think in your heart what you want to do. But no matter what you do, I'm here for you. But if it was me telling you, I would tell you to go, bro. Just go. Do it, man. You got a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise. You can move on and do other things, and if something happens and, you stop doing it, hey, we're here for you too. But bro, don't miss out on this opportunity. Go ahead and do it. And he went and did it. And I'm so proud of him, all the stuff he's been doing. I mean, he's probably the number 1, number 2, 3 speaker in the world at this point.
Okay.
He's been on the season, 13 years, a couple of Emmys. Yo, proud of the brother.
How do his actual investments? 'Cause I don't watch the show on a regular basis. Like the companies he invested in, overall, did any of them really blow up or?
I'm not supposed to talk about that. I don't know if I can talk about that.
I think Mark Cuban said that overall his investments really weren't the best. Like if you look at all of his investments on Shark Tank.
You can listen. Just listen. You can see right then and there that a lot of these guys aren't what they say, y'all. I'll just leave it at that.
Fair enough. Okay. 2010, you guys actually relaunched in the U.S., calling yourselves FB Legacy.
Right.
Okay. Did that make an impact when you did that?
No.
Why is that?
I don't think the U.S. was ready yet. I think it took us another 8-9 years to actually come back again. But we had to come back and get co-signed. We had to come back with Puma. We had to come back with Forever 21, collaborations, things like that. And now we're back in the marketplace, and now we're doing it very well in the big one.
Okay, and I want to get to that part as well. I just want to kind of establish the timeline.
I'm here. I know. It's 30 years we talking about.
Exactly. No, it's fair. For you to jump around, in your train of thought. I just want to point out, in 2013, Virgil launches Off-White. Mm-hmm. Did you know about Virgil back then?
No, I'm not going to say this. I'm going to say this. I'm the type of guy, I mind my business. I'm the type of guy, I believe in, back when we had toll booths, I would drive down the highway, and if I saw that it was packed, I would jump off and get off the exit and keep going somewhere else. Or I would come up to the toll booth and I would look to the right and see there's nobody there. I'm not the type of guy that's gonna jump on the line and do what everybody else is doing. I'm the type of guy, I'm gonna have my own vision, my own thing. So I never care too tough about what somebody else is doing. Although I would keep an eye out, but I don't really care what everybody else is doing because I know what I'm doing, and what I'm doing is God sent, and I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing. It's gonna work, and that's that.
Right, because along the way, weren't you guys acquiring like smaller clothing brands as well?
Yes.
Okay, did any of them really pan out and blow up, or?
Coogi.
Coogi.
Of course, Coogi.
Okay, I didn't know you guys owned
one
that.
of our biggest ones.
Aha. Yeah. They're still doing stuff, right?
Yeah, still have Coogi.
Okay. Were they already established when you guys bought them?
Yeah, we're already established, yeah.
Aha. Yeah. Okay, so you guys got them after the Biggie
yeah,
Coogi sweater era.
Right.
Okay, in 2016, Solange dropped a song called FUBU.
Yes.
From the
unsolicited.
Right.
And unsolicited, by the way.
Right, from her album.
She just did it out of, I was like, if this is happening.
Well, she actually spoke about it. She said, I named it FUBU because I wanted to empower, and I looked at people who have done that in their own ways. I thought of FUBU, the brand, meaning for us, by us. What kind of power it had now and how normalized it became to wear that kind of symbolism every day. I remember reading stories on the product placement and seeing LL Cool J wearing a FUBU hat in a National Gap advertisement. FUBU exhibited blackness in any space on a huge global level, and that is what I wanted to do with the song.
That's nice.
You never heard that before?
Never heard it before. That's nice.
Yeah. And you'd actually touched on this before. By 2018, Puma came in and collabed with you guys.
Yes.
How did that work out?
Oh, it was really, it did well. I think we were in about 20 Foot Lockers. I don't know the exact number, but we had a huge presence in Foot Locker, and it was a good thing. It's a good thing. I still have my Pumas.
Okay. And then
Especially growing up wearing Puma.
yeah.
And now I'm a sudden,
Especially in hip hop.
Right.
Yeah, before Adidas,
right.
Puma,
Before Adidas, Puma
was the breakdance
Puma,
sneaker.
Right. Puma was it, right.
That's what we wore when I was
right.
breakdancing.
Right.
Adidas came, that was more when Run DMC started pushing.
Right, when Run DMC
switched
switched up. I'm from Queens, so I should have been switched up and more.
Yeah.
But again,
the Puma
they
with the
both
fat
were the same to me.
The Puma
right.
with the fat laces was a
right.
very hip hop thing in the very beginning, in the 80s.
It started it.
Right. And then that next year in 2019, you guys partnered with Forever 21?
Forever 21.
Okay. How did that work out?
Oh, that was fantastic. I mean, that was beyond comprehensive. I was sectioned with us so huge. We went to, most of the locations, did in stores, presenting bunch of people outside. Huge social media campaign. It was great.
2020, COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
And the George Floyd incident sort of triggered the whole Black Lives Matter movement.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys actually got involved with that.
Right. We got involved with it for a second. As of now, we've kind of parted our ways due to unforeseen circumstances in respects to, things going on.
Right.
But,
you're talking about all the money drama,
right,
the $10 million disappearing, the multiple mansions being bought.
Yeah.
How did you feel as a company that you partnered with and you're seeing this kind of thing?
It's disappointing. It's heartbreaking, discerning, because, again, we have 30 years of what we've done.
Yeah.
And to break it down in 1 second by having, collaboration with you, I can't have that.
Yeah.
I can't have that. Oh, and again, I don't know if it's proven or not proven. And I'm never one to jump to a conclusion until I see 100% facts. Now, when I see there are some facts there, so that's the only reason why I would speak on it. Other than that, if anything happens in the media, whatever, I shut my mouth because, again, you never know until you know.
Yeah.
And then you don't know where that person was and what happened or what circumstance led to that or whatever. So I usually just be quiet and do me.
Well, I touched on Virgil before. In 2021, LVMH bought 60% of Off-White. And then, unfortunately, the next year, Virgil passes away. So I'm sure that he probably knew what was coming and he wanted to set his family up and so forth. When you look at what Off-White did, with Virgil becoming the artistic director of Louis Vuitton menswear, selling off the company, still very viable of a company. Is this what you kind of talked about being at a high price point and being able to survive a longer amount of time by being more of a premium brand? Whereas other Black-owned brands, kind of stumbled at certain points, including, you guys, Karl Kani, Cross Colors, sort of the history of important Black fashion brands. It seems like Virgil kind of broke that mold a bit.
Yes, and that's very commendable in that respect because he was able to come across as high end to where we were moderate. And I remember stories of people coming up to me saying, "Oh my God, I used to wear FUBU and it was so expensive." And I'm like, "Was? I don't remember being that expensive.
Right.
I thought it was moderate." Because it was, but if you look at the Gucci's and Pradas and all that stuff, they have outlasted everything and transcended beyond time and respects. For us to have 30 years and then we have to start all over again to kind of get to that peak again, which is weird. I believe it's just psychological in how people look at fashion and look at urban brands just because it happens to be a Black person. Now, for him, he got outside that mold and went LVMH. But again, he's still going to the person that everyone still sees as the European fashion brand. So now today, I just went to Harlem Fashion Rose, a 15-year event yesterday. And, it was a myriad or a medley or a mashup of tons of small little, European but black designers with eccentric this, eccentric that. But again, the problem is you can't sell it. So we're in a catch-22 when you really understand the business of you making something that's so avant-garde and so crazy and so wow, but you can't sell it. So how are you going to have a business? So for us, we were able to take clothing and make it sellable and sellable at a better price in volume.
Okay, because when I think like of another black-owned fashion brand that really kind of broke the mold, in this case it's accessories, is Telfar, which is like a vegan leather bag company that has kind of a slightly lower price point than like a Louis Vuitton or a Gucci, but they're in such high demand that you have to like wait a year to even get one of these.
Well, there you go. You got to wait a year to get one.
Yeah.
So now it becomes special.
Right. Or you have to go to the resellers, and I'm sure
Correct.
that price is cranked up.
Correct.
I mean, it's interesting because it's just analyzing how certain brands continue to do well. Because Gucci wasn't always a hot brand.
No.
At one point, Gucci was sort of starting to get kind of played out.
But then they opened it up just like a club. A club is a hot club, and when it goes down, what do? They bring in the bottle girls and the urban crowd, because that's when it's going down, and that's when you make the most money. And that's just how it is.
Right. I look at, for example, like a Dior. I personally feel that Dior needs to pay Pop Smoke's family like $100 million because before Pop Smoke was talking about Dior, no one was really checking for Dior like
right.
that.
But see, that's what I try to tell people. You got to mind your business. When I say mind your business, if you're going to be strategic by placing things in certain records, go get a deal first. Go have a manager that can look out and foreshadow and forecast what the next things are going to be. Get a deal with them, get a piece of the company, or take a company just like LL did and say, hey, listen, let me help build this brand with you. Mind your business. No, you're just doing because it sounds good. Okay, and then you can't go back afterwards talking about give me some money. It's too late.
No, they're like, thanks.
Thanks.
No, listen, I was in Paris recently, and I remember going, down Champs-Élysées, Boulevard, where all like the flagship stores, the Louis Vuitton flagship store, and it's like, I'm looking at the Dior store, and it has a line going down the block, and I'm like, this was not it 10 years ago.
No.
This was like, as someone who buys, designer clothes and accessories, Dior was not one of those companies I was checking for. I was going to the Gucci store. I was going to the Louis store. I was going to Burberry. Pop Smoke, I really single-handedly created a spotlight on this brand, and now everyone's wearing Dior. Lil Baby's wearing Dior. 50 Cent's wearing Dior. Like whoever the hot rapper is they're wearing Dior, and I feel it's all about how Pop Smoke started just shouting them out in a lot of his big records in the beginning. And then when he passed away, it sort of immortalized those records even further. Yeah. And Dior probably said thanks.
Yeah, that's it. if they even know.
If they even said that.
If they even know. Because like I said, what has to happen is that people really have to start really being strategic on what they say and what they do.